All right, we are live. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Another episode of Jordan Jitsu Doesn't Work. Today, we've got Pierre-Olivier Leclerc from Montreal joining the show. We're just going to watch some old matches and just break down some stuff and just shoot the shit. And just a little thing to point to down at the bottom, I've got the Social Distance Warrior shirts available right now, so you guys can check those out. I'm actually getting ready to close the order. So the next 3 sales, after we get 3 more sales, I'm going to close that order. I was supposed to close it yesterday, but I decided to leave it open for an extra day because there were people that asked. So go ahead, get your 3 sales in, and then I'm going to drop a new design later today. So like I said, we have Pierre-Olivier Leclerc. How you doing, man?
What's up? Thanks for having me, Jordan. I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
Pretty good for the most part.
Yeah.
Things are obviously weird, but I'm taking it in stride and trying to make the best of it.
It's pretty much the same thing here. I was saying it's good. Like, it's strange times, but we're still doing well. Like, still pretty positive about everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And
yeah,
I've been lucky to be in a position where it hasn't totally like wrecked my life or anything, at least right now. So I feel very fortunate. My family's actually come together a lot better than they ever have in the past. So it's been kind of cool to see, actually.
Yeah, that's good. I'm pretty much experiencing the same thing. I'm lucky in some area of my life. Everything's pretty fine. Like, even if I'm out of like work, kind of, because of jiu-jitsu is my work, it's not the end of the world. I'm fine, you know.
Yeah.
Spending some good time too on Skype with the family, social distancing and that. But for the most part, we're doing well. And I've watched yesterday some bits with Keith you had on. Was breaking down my match. It was pretty cool, man. I was like actually excited for today. I was like, oh, this, like the stream, everything looks pretty professional, man.
Thank you, man.
You can tell you have a bit of time on your hand right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty bored. I tried to go back. I was gonna start like planting trees again because I do that in the summer. And
okay, yeah.
And it just like so much having to like go into Menards and going into like places and buying trees and stuff and just so much contact with other people. I just decided, I was like, man, I'm just going to hold off for like a little bit longer. Like, I really wanted to get back to working and make a little bit of money, but it's probably just smarter and safer if I just kind of hang out at home and do stuff like this. And I enjoy this stuff too. This is fun.
Yeah, for sure. Could it still be like possible to, like you were saying, planting trees, that's like, let's say, like you're saying, you have to go everywhere like to get them, but would have it been like possible to, I don't know, like still do the job? Like, is there some people doing it right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess not like Iowa hasn't gone into a full lockdown. We're one of like 8 states where like the breakout hasn't been as bad, and they basically put all the regulations in place to keep people at home, but there's still like businesses that are open, and like they've shut down the restaurants where they can only do like to-go orders, and like it's basically all this, like I said, all the same things that are in place for a shelter in place, but just not officially. So I think there's still some people not taking it fully serious here, which is kind of sad to see. But I mean, I guess you can only do so much. Try to convince other people.
I feel it's hard when when you don't have the result yet. It's like hard to be like because it's a big decision to close down the whole economy in a certain way, right? So like I feel like the states are waiting to be hit, and once they're hit, they're like, all right, fuck, we got to do something. You know?
Yeah, and they're all Republican governors, all the states that haven't closed down yet, and we're one of those. And she just like, I think she recognizes though that like a state like Iowa like is going to have a really hard time recovering from businesses being shut down for that long.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
We already have like 1,000 restaurants throughout the state that had to shut down just in the last weeks, or like in the last couple of weeks since they did that. So it's like if they shut down everything, that could be 3,000 or 4,000 restaurants, and then a lot of those don't come back, and that really hurts us. So
yeah. Plus, it's a tough decision because like when you shut down stuff, like people are gonna pay in the long run, for the economy. In that sense, but now like people are paying because of the virus right now, so it's like hard to weigh each side.
Yeah, exactly. So I figured for matches today we could do some of your matches that we
For sure.
Same tournament we watched yesterday, and then there was another match I was thinking of. I can't remember what it is. I was thinking the Andrew Alexander match from
that's a good match.
Finishers. That's a really good match. We could watch that, and then I don't know if you've got other ones on YouTube we could bring up too. So we'll start off with some of the matches from that Subspectrum 4 that me and Keith
First time
were
doing that
yesterday.
live, so
let's see here.
All right.
There we are. And so this is the first match. For whatever reason, the stream cut off, so we missed the first 2 matches. But then your match was the first one, and it's the one against Sean.
That's it. Oh yeah, I remember that match. That was a bit crazy. You have the dance off from the beginning?
I think so. I think we catch it. Yeah, I think you come out and then he comes out.
Yeah, I didn't know French. Sean, like really, like someone told me he was like a wrestler or something, so I was expecting him like to shoot and I wanted, since it's sub only, I was like, worst case scenario, I get double leg across the room and whatever happened. Oh, that's the dance right there.
Nice.
I gotta get some moves.
Did a backflip.
Backflip, right? Perfect warm up before a match. Where is he from, Sean?
He's from Kansas City. I think at least last I knew, he trained at Kansas City, like a ATT in Kansas City.
All right. Yeah, I remember I wanted to stand a bit with him. Like I said, like he shot immediately, just heavy leg, just trying to see what he had. Because like I said, not scared of points. So it's always a good thing. Like, because you can catch, because of wrestling, you can catch so many things, like kimuras, headlock. And I remember the move I did, like particular move that I like very much. If you grab a single leg, now you guys know. I love the sumigaeshi from there. Yep. And I've modified it quite a lot in the last couple of years, because that's 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, this was April. I think crazy. April of 20.
All right, so he shots a double and right into the sumigaeshi right away.
That was nice.
There's so much happening, right?
And
so
what grip did you have there? I didn't.
We can rewind. Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm using. So as you shoot the single, usually I get a whizzer. And instead of grabbing the far wrist to prevent the double leg, I go into the near wrist, the one that's like the closest. Maybe you can pause once we get the single leg.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so it's coming pretty soon.
Yeah, here in a second.
All right, I think he's going to shoot like right there.
It's
shoot.
coming.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so see, my left hand is going to grab the whizzer, the usual, because I don't want him to get like probably to my back. My right hand, what it's doing right now, instead of going like, I can almost demonstrate it. Like, let's say he's on my leg here. Instead of going like far in front to prevent the second leg to be double leg, I go into that like near wrist, basically the one from the whizzer. Okay. So I grab that to prevent him from posting on the mat. And my left hand, what's going to do, it's going to go over the far lat to bring him closer to me. So as I go under to go for my sumigaeshi, that far lat grip brings him with me. Because if I just go, it's like a pulling guard and he's not going to follow me. So I used to do the sumigaeshi this way, where I grab the far lat. Now I stay on the whizzer nowadays. I feel people don't see it coming as much. So you stay on the whizzer and then you shoot. And my right leg is going to go right under his legs, in between.
Nice.
And then
you shoot right between there.
Yeah, exactly. And now I can roll him over. Let's pause it right here. All right. His mistake was actually, I turtled. The thing is, he wanted to stay on that leg. It's like he had that wrestler mentality where you don't let go of that leg, right? So instead of maybe accepting the sumigaeshi or the position, he went to turn and grab and keep going on my leg, but that opened up like the seat belt, and that's where I was able to maybe keep it rolling.
Okay.
It's a quick match. Yeah, I was able to get my seat belt here, and right away I saw the neck was open, so I start squeezing, one hook in, nice butt from the ref.
There is about where I think he goes down.
Yeah, I think it was pretty. Yeah, he passed out. The first time in my entire life I put someone to sleep.
Really? Never in training or anything?
No, never in training. I don't know why you zoomed in on the girl right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Mouse used to have this thing about like not zooming in on people when they're like hurt.
Oh yeah, well, if they're
whatever.
Hurt, yeah. He was such a good sport. He looked at me, I remember, and he said, "Did I just pass out?" And everybody burst out laughing.
It like broke the silence in the room, which was nice.
Yeah, he was a good sport.
Yeah. Nice.
Dude, yesterday I saw, like, Keith mentioned how big I was for that 55 pound tournament, right? Because I haven't done, that's the last time I done 155. And to be honest, I don't want to do it again. But Yeah, it was pretty. It was a horrible weight cut. You remember you picked me up at the airport, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
I was like dying,
Yeah.
spitting in the bottle.
It was like late at night too. I think we took you back to because you stayed at Mouse's, right? Mouse's
Yeah,
studio.
exactly. Yeah. Fuck, I miss that guy, man. I miss you guys.
Mouse is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's the man.
We'll have you out for another event for sure.
I would love to, man.
All right, let's find this next one.
But it was a crazy weight cut, man.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, you and Jordan. So I mean, we watched this match with Keith yesterday, but it'd be good to get your take on it and everything too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially Jordan has been killing it in the last year. He had some good matches, and you see his style has evolved a lot. It was the second time I was facing him.
Oh yeah, he had Keith had mentioned that you guys faced at a Bruce Sex tournament, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't the final of the tournament. It was a pretty stacked tournament. I got lucky. I had like all subs that day, and it was at 55 too. It was my horrible weight cut once again. I just hate 55. I'm not made for that shit.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I think we're pretty similar in size, and both of us look pretty terrible when we try to make 55. Yeah.
And like last year, I was walking around like 67, so it was fine. But this year, I put on like 10 pounds. I'm like 75, 77, and a bit of fat, but like mostly like muscle. So it's hard for me to go down again.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too, especially since quarantine. I put on just a little bit of fat, which I actually think is good. It's going to help me with like injury prevention and stuff because I always had super low body fat before.
Yeah, exactly. So it's hard sometimes. So with Jordan, I knew his game. Like he's a good leg locker. That's what he does mostly. Now he changed it a bit more. So he enters 50-50. It was pretty dangerous from there. I knew. And our first match, he was mostly, I remember attacking my legs a lot, but I ended up like countering him and like getting a good outside heel hook on him and getting the finish from there. But I knew he would go for it. I'm just like, I'm comfortable in leg lock exchanges with, I would say like 99% of the world population. Some guys are giving me trouble. Like Taza is one of the best heel hook in the world. So, and I've felt it a couple of times. So for sure, like sometimes I feel I'm too relaxed. I get like Jordan put me in the 50-50 and I'm like chilling kind of. I shouldn't have that attitude, even if I'm hard to get, because I have a like good foot to bend, like to heel slip, but I shouldn't let people put me there. So I was trying to counter a bit, see what he has in his game. And I remember at some point I was like, I'm just going to bail from there. So trying to separate feet, maybe expose the heel. But he's aware. He's really like, I think that by the time back then, 2 years ago, he was drilling that mostly. So I got out here, and then I just start like, all right, I need to maybe find a way to pass this guard.
And then you get that front headlock.
Yeah, so I went for
mount.
Rolling front headlock. I like to do it from like a kind of a half butterfly position, where I'm like over the guy. I can roll for the head, and then I was surprised he let me like just get right away into mount. Plus, like I really like that mount position.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I was looking out for when I knew that I was going to face you. It was like I want to make sure, like I was looking out for that front headlock to mount transition that you hit on in this match specifically. So I think I'd seen you do it in a couple other matches too. So it's like something I definitely have to watch out for.
Yeah, it's a kind of sequence. It's like a rolling kimura almost. Like it doesn't mean you're going to get it, but you might like open something. And the fact, like I said, there's no points. It's like, go for it. Worst case scenario, you just got to bail out of the position,
Yeah, I've started using it a lot too, and I'll almost like lock up a cradle as I'm rolling over the top, and I like that position too. I can take the back off of there, and there's some leg entries and stuff too.
That's nice. Yeah, there's so many things you can do from those positions. I like the mount a lot. Like I feel like you say I cross my feet under. Like it's really a position I feel I'm strong, and I can like get the guy tired a bit, or like maybe expose like one arm. That's always the biggest like thing. See how I expose his right arm here? Go for a triangle, sit back. And now the arm is exposed, and then I switch. And I like to use that bicep slicer right here, get the finish.
Do you finish with both legs pointed towards the head like that, on like both legs crossed over a lot?
I get to that position often. I feel like it's something that happens really often. Especially from that bicep slicer grip. Like as I slice, they don't want me to control their head, so they pass my leg over. And I often like put a triangle on the shoulder. So it's hard for them to actually like heist up towards me to try to like get their hands together. One of the thing is like if we cover my match with Keith, we're gonna be able to see Keith is really good at escaping it, like right there. So that's the overtime.
Oh yeah,
Let's
I
try
went
to find the
way
beginning.
too far.
Yeah. So and because you said you wanted to check the match with Andrew Alexander, I actually he escaped once when I had the shoulder. We call it like shoulder senkaku or shoulder triangle on the armbar. He escaped once. The second time I was able to get him. So that's a position I do a lot. It's not like impossible to escape, but it's a bit harder. I feel like if you have a good control on the wrist and the knuckles, it's really hard to escape.
Nice.
All right, my match with Keith. It was a good match overall. I remember.
In a second.
Yeah. I got some shit to say about it in a good way, because I remember being like really, because I lost that match in triple overtime, and I remember being like kind of, you're always mad when you lose. You're pissed. It's normal. Like you want to win. And I remember I was like, oh fuck, man, I feel like he was not engaging and all that stuff. But at the same time, Keith is a smart competitor, and when I rewatched it a couple time back, I was like, you know what? Like, and people around me were telling me like, it's actually on you to run after him. Like he was smart, because he said like, I want to go to overtime. That was one of his best weapon basically in that rule set. And we agreed on the rule set. I was pissed at like EBI rule set. After you think about it and you're like don't be a bitch, man. It's like losing IBGF and being pissed at advantages. For sure, yeah. Like they suck, but at the same time, if you register for it, it's part of the game,
Exactly.
So the thing I would have changed facing him right now is being a less passive and more aggressive, like having to, force him into like tough spot. And there's a couple of exchanges we'll see, because I've watched that match a couple of times, and we'll see like moment I should have like pushed the pace more, but I kind of sat back. So it was on me to like go after him. It's not his job to go after him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of cool to hear both sides, because Keith was a little self-deprecating about it. Like he didn't even want to watch it because he said it was so boring or whatever, and he was like disappointed in himself. But I think he was also really honest, and he was saying like he was actually really worried about the leg locks of like you and Rahacic. So like he knew he had to play a super careful game. So. Well,
he was just smart, to be honest. Like nothing against Keith. Like yeah. I really like the guy anyway. He's hard to dislike, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, the time I rewatched it, I was like, you know what? Like Keith was just playing a smart game, and I did mistakes in the regulation. Like I said, I should have followed up, like be more aggressive, like run after him, like try to heist, try to snap him down, try to like get after him, and did some mistakes too. So I remember it was mostly like I was trying to maybe get a hold of the upper body, get something like get under him, get into the leg, and not necessarily to leg lock him, but I wanted to play like maybe get in the legs to sweep him to get on top, expose the back, or anything I could.
Oh,
it was really hard to enter. So I'm a bit too lazy. Whenever like he goes in like this and I elevate, I was kind of letting him go, watching him instead of like trying to get a hold of an ankle or something to get a follow-up. So definitely too lazy.
Is something messed up sound-wise on your end? I'm hearing an echo.
I'm fine. I don't know. Is it when I talk? Can you hear me?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Can you hear me, or there's still an echo? I'll mute and I'll come back. Is it working, Jordan? Now you mute, I think. Jordan, you've mute yourself. Oh, there you go. Is it back to normal, or?
Let's see. No, I don't hear any echoes yet.
All right, should be good. Was it coming from me, or? Oh yeah.
Shit.
Fuck. Let's see.
Here, I'm gonna try ending the broadcast and jumping on again. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Yeah.
Hey man, we're live without Jordan. Hope I'm keeping you guys entertained. Am I the admin now?
All right. I think
Jordan,
I figured it out. I'm a dumbass.
Yeah.
I had a YouTube tab open and it was playing the stream, so I was hearing the audio and it was really fucking with my head. So
I was talking shit to everybody while you were gone.
Oh, were you?
No, I was not actually. Sorry.
All right, cool. I'm glad I got that figured out. All right, so we'll put this match back up.
Get back to the match, yeah.
Boom. And we'll rewind it too.
All right.
Yeah.
So mostly what I was saying is every time I kind of almost enter his leg, I'm kind of lazy. I let him go over and escape right here. It's like, come on, man, you should be running after the guy. But at the same time, it's the first minute, so it's hard to say. But going back, I definitely learned some things from that match for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to watch matches from a little bit 2 years ago where it's enough, your game has evolved enough where it's quite a bit different and you can be like, holy shit, I can't even believe I used to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's insane. How mostly one of the big thing for me is I always felt comfortable in a lot of position, defending, attacking. That was a nice little arm drag, get back on top. And he didn't want to get on bottom. That's when I figured out. I was like, oh shit, okay, he's not down to be on bottom with me. So,
because the last time you beat him, you had heel hooked him, right? You basically just sat right in on a leg.
So yeah, what happened is I remember I was trying to pass his guard. He went for an arm bar, so he started extending, and I just threw myself and roll out. And then a bit after, I did a throw by, and when he recovered, I sat back into inverted heel hook, which is one of the attack I like a lot. And yeah, I think back then Keith was not as aware and not as a good grappler the way he is now. I think the leg lock for him they were a bit new, because he's harder to leg lock nowadays. Obviously, we've seen us run the trials, the ADCC trials, much harder to catch. So yeah, trying to get some just get him close, to me, right just here,
some kind of clinch. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, little lag. All right, we're back. So, yeah, mostly the thing I do differently now is mostly because back then I was like I said, too passive. So it came from the fact that I was comfortable, not only defending, but being in a bad spot and scoring from there. Someone starts really passing your guard, and from there you just off balance a bit, getting to maybe a leg or something. But it's hard to do when a guy is staying on the outside, so you got to go and get him. So the thing I mostly change, and I'm still trying to change a lot, is being more aggressive on the bottom, heisting, shooting from there. That's what we do a lot, at Henzo's and TriStar in the last year or two. A lot of getting up like this, Should have got the back from there. It was hard. It's so hard to hold on. I went for a rolling front headlock again, kind of almost backfire. He's hard to hold on, man.
Yeah.
See here, I should be running after him. I shouldn't wait. I shouldn't let the ref. I should let the ref decide when we stop. But I'm kind of I'm too nice sometimes. I press the guy and I'm like, oh, we're almost out of bound. I'm gonna stop. I should just be running at him.
I think sometimes frustration can set in too. When it's really hard to engage with somebody, eventually you just get frustrated and you almost you almost stop trying to get.
Oh, that was sick.
That was nice.
Can you just I don't remember doing that, but that's the kind of shit I do. Can you just rewind just a tiny bit? That was a cool sequence. So I went with 2 feet on his foot, and as he tried to pull, I grabbed it. Ah, that was cool.
That was cool. I like that.
That's shout out to Gordon Ryan, to be honest. He's been teaching us so many way to be aggressive from the guard, like using like little hooks off balance, grabbing. He's a king of it, obviously, but that's the kind of stuff you want to do. You want to try to off balance the guy and force him to step out in a weird way, where you can grab on something or get up.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, not doing it enough, but just getting back to what you were saying, Jordan, you were saying like frustration can set in, and I agree. Like sometimes you're like, fuck, like, but like I said, you shouldn't be frustrated at the guy, but most at yourself, saying like, all right, I gotta engage him. You know, I gotta run. And worst case, if he really goes out of bounds nonstop, you have to find a way at some point, because you find this kind of strategy everywhere. Maybe not in the gym, because in the gym we're used to engaging each other, right? We're doing jiu-jitsu most of the time, but in a competition setting, it's different. Yeah, I was really trying to pressure him, stay on top. I wanted to score so bad. Just like get something going, you know?
Yeah.
And that was like the moment I
have him like engaged or clinched. You just want
yeah,
to get
exactly.
something.
See, I go throw by, try to pass the guy. Man, I sucked. I passed for a second here. Oh yeah, I remember that dumb decision. Oh my god. So I kind of pass and I fucking pull guard. Oh, I hate myself right now.
It's 2 years ago, man. Don't
I know it's 2 years ago, but you know, I passed the guard like with a nice throw by. I'm kind of not controlling the position completely, but instead of like trying to control chest to chest upper body, like finding underhooks or like cross face, I fucking go for like that heel hook we were talking about, but I basically went on my back like a lazy bastard, but wrong decision sometimes.
You know what else I just thought of that'd be fun to bring up? Me and you's match.
I said it's on you, huh? It's I don't mind commentating it. There's a moment where I put my knee in your face, so I might feel bad today if you put that again.
I don't care. That's like common procedure at No Coast.
Yeah,
my coach has been doing that to me since day one. So,
so you're used to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy match, man. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta face that guy. That's like, he's a promoter and he's a nice guy, and now I gotta go after him. You know.
No, man, it was fun. It was good. I learned a lot from that match. So
yeah, I think we both learned some stuff from it. Definitely. Yeah, we could put it up. Like, I'm open to all suggestions.
Yeah, see, I've got it in another tab right now. I'm already trying to find the timestamp, so we'll bring it up after this one. Yeah,
for sure, man. Multitasking. Nice arm drag here. Trying to do a bit of the same thing. You know, get maybe his body weight on me. Get onto the legs. Excuse me. Almost to overtime. I did some dumb mistake in overtime too, man. Yeah, Keith was really doing basically the right thing, you know. He was like, he knew like overtime was coming. He was like, all right, and his escapes were really fucking on point. So it was smart of him. I know like he might have been pissed about that match too, because he doesn't like seeing himself doing that. But at the same time, in the moment, it was the right decision for him. Like if he felt like maybe engaging and putting himself in some kind of danger he was maybe not like comfortable with, he's like, okay, I have a shot at fucking overtime, so I'm going to do that. Here I'm trying to bait him, which is stupid. See, I shouldn't be doing that. I know it. It's I was probably frustrated, you know, for sure. I was actually, I remember, but I shouldn't be doing that. I should be running after him, like maybe get something in the 10 seconds. And you'll see the match with Andrew Alexander is the opposite of that shit. Yeah. It's like Andrew was engaging a lot, but I was like, even with 10 seconds off, I was like, I'm running after the guy until I fucking finish him or something, because I hate overtime. You know it. Yeah. I've told you probably 100 times I hate overtime. Yeah.
Well, and I felt that in our match, just like you just were constant pressure throughout the match, and that like it was something it was something I took away, just like that I need to be like linking together all my different games and just constantly putting the pressure on throughout the entire match, because it was hard to keep up with. So
it's the thing, right? It's like we both have attacks, so see, first smart decision, just going back to the match, I'm taking the back. And you'll see the dumbest decision after, I'm not taking the back. Because he got out really quick. He had such a good turning escape. His escape was so good. I was like, what the fuck? So I kind of got, in the moment, I lost confidence in my back control, you know? I was like, fuck if he gets out that quick. But it forced me in the training room after. That match forced me to like go back and say, how do I kill the turning escape?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was his jam this whole night. He won like 3 matches in a row, I think, with just basically that same escape in overtime.
Yeah, I actually use it. Since he's been doing it, I've been using it, and it forced me to PO for president. Let's go with 2020, Vincent. So yeah, I was saying it forced me to like understand how to like use mostly the double underhooks and the follow through when a guy is turning, and so it just made me better. Basically, that match made me so much better because I hated the way it went and it ended. So I was like, you can't let like that shit happen again, you know?
Well, and I even remember you like coming up to me like basically immediately after the event, and you had that same attitude about it, that you were like, you know, like, don't blame Keith for this. Like, I should have gone after him a lot harder. Like, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember. Obviously, I was a bit pissed, not at him, but like the situation, you know.
Yeah. Of course, you come to win. You know, you paid the money to come there. You want to win that, and that was like he was saying, it was $2,000 at the time. That was a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, man. Yeah. Especially in US dollars for us, man.
Oh yeah,
it's like a whole mortgage.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of money. So for sure, I'm pissed. He has to do what he has to do. So it was normal, but like I said, in hindsight, it's like I got better. All right, here's the armbar. That's the wrong decision. See, I was really more confident in my armbar than. I'm gonna go bicep slicer again for sure. It's my whole. Probably going in a second. There, bicep slicer.
Oh,
but he's so fucking smart, man. Couldn't get a break. Couldn't get even a
close
puck, you know?
were.
Yeah, it was close. You guys
went out.
Yeah, and we had to get resetted in the position. I think it was crazy.
Yeah. It was one of those situations where like he didn't quite get out, but like it's like it's so hard to reset that, like even in
I agree.
Even in favor of the offensive guy.
See, we get back in the armbar, it keeps rolling. We kind of go out of bound again almost. I lose it here, I think, in omoplata. Yeah, and now I lost it.
Yep.
So here's the thing. Keith is so smart because he knew like probably if he would like curl himself up, prepare for a front roll, if I extended his arm, because I was not controlling the head, he was able to, you'll see as soon as I break his arm, he's already rolling and turning his thumb in the direction to roll, which is like the opposite of a hitchhiker. He's going forward instead of like backward. And it's such a smart move, you know. He set himself up for that escape, and I almost got baited, you know. I was like, I can separate his arm here, and as I do so, he was rolling already, so it was hard to catch. And Andrew Alexander did the same fucking escape on me. The first armbar I got him with, and he got out with that fucking escape. So see, he's rolling up, and now he's ready to roll.
Mm-hmm.
And he can just like do the same thing over and over again. And I had to control like the knuckle and wrist, which I had a good control, but not the right one. I should have switched my hands. I was like inside head on the knuckles and wrist with my outside hand. I should have switched them to torque. Such is life. See, again, right away into his turning escape. He's fucking good at it.
Damn, I had kind of forgotten about that exchange in overtime. That was a crazy one.
Yeah. He's but you know what? I should have maybe kept the back. But at the same time, like it's hard in the moment to decide. But I did the same fucking mistake against Cody Steele. I could have actually maybe won if I kept the back, you know, in overtime at BJJ Fanatics. But I went armbar because I didn't have a coach that would tell me the time. So I had no idea where I was, like, because of exhaustion, you know?
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, after, I'm like, fuck, I should have kept the back on him. Like, maybe I would have won. But that's how you learn. Plus, you know what? You can always go back to armbar from the back.
Yeah, exactly. I love that transition. That's like a big part of my game.
Yeah, same. I love it. And I feel you can get, like, I got a lot of finishes from it. Like, in my, like, first few, I was so pissed, man. Look at my hand. Like, I want to fucking kill someone. Oh, man. It's fun to watch again.
Hell yeah.
Kid's a man, man. He's a cool kid. Nothing
Yeah.
against him. Like I said, I think he made the right decision at that moment.
Absolutely. Super nice guy.
Yeah.
He's been like really great to work with.
Are we doing this match?
Yeah, might as well, right?
Yeah. I remember that day. I flew from Montreal to Chicago. Shout out to my sponsor, Roll Forever. She helped me out. I had such a fucking crazy schedule. And we look like two hunk, man. Damn.
Look at that. Pause on that. Let the people
leave it right there. So just a little background of that competition. So I flew in, day of, man, like a retard. I should never have done that, but whatever. There was no excuse there. It's just like flying the day of is not the greatest idea, obviously. I remember I weighed in and I was like 165 or 6 that day. I was so fucking lean and small.
That's how I felt too. Like I thought I was gonna have trouble making 170 because I was like 175, and then the day of the tournament I woke up I was like 64, 65. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why did I put in all that hard work to make?
Yeah,
weight?
exactly. For me, it was like
it's almost like my body knows that a competition's coming up, and I just shed a few pounds, like just naturally the last few days. Like, it's weird.
I agree with that. Actually, like, it feels like every time I have to make weight, I kind of like stress over it, and then the last day I just shed like 5 pounds out of nowhere. But I remember though that day I didn't have to make weight, like in the sense where I was really, really walking smaller. After I had gone to I had traveled to Europe right before, and I don't know, I lost a bunch of weight, but in like fat. I was super lean. But since then, it's been a year, almost a bit less than a year. Now I got bigger. I started lifting heavier, eating more. But I remember back then I was like too lean, man. Not good. Because I felt you were so fucking strong, Jordan, man. I was like,
really?
What the fuck is this? And then I was like, oh, he's from Iowa. That's why. Fucking farm boy strength, man.
Honestly, though, I grew up like carrying trees around and carrying hay bales and stupid stuff like that. And it's like, people make jokes about it, but I think it actually does like factor in that like weird kind of like grappling strength. Like,
for sure, it's real, man. Like it's like going with we have a guy at TriStart has been like doing judo, like in Canada, been doing judo for like 22 years now. And when he grips you, you're just like, all right, like fuck that,
it's
or like bricklayers.
Blow George's grips off.
You ever roll with a bricklayer?
Not specifically, no. I mean, I maybe at some point, but I didn't know they were a bricklayer.
They grab your ankles and you're like, what the fuck? Like, you gotta go 2-on-1 and try to strip it. It's like impossible. So it felt like that going with you. I was like, sometimes we'll make it run, but sometimes I was on your back or something, and I was trying to just separate hands, and I could fucking not do it. I was like, all right, what do I have to do, man?
Nice, man. Well, let's go ahead. We'll jump right into it then. I'll probably make this into a clip to upload later. Just me and you talking about our match. Be cool.
We never rolled before that, right? So we didn't know what to expect.
No, yeah, just seeing each other compete. So seen the highlight tapes of each other. I guess we've seen the best of each other.
I knew you liked kimuras, obviously. I was pretty sure you would be like comfortable in leg locks too, and you actually went for my leg at the beginning, like for an ankle lock.
Yeah. There, I tried to roll through for Kiss the Dragon, didn't quite get it.
See, that's another time where I was like, I was aggressive, but at the same time, I felt sometimes like I was definitely more aggressive than at Subspectrum. Yeah, that's some nice exchanges, man. But say I let people put me in X guard and shit, like I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I even remember kind of like looking at you in this position, and like your face was like broke my confidence a little bit, because I was like, he's not worried about shit that I'm doing to his leg right now.
Yeah, you were torquing pretty good, but hey, there's
My
something
hands
I need to show you guys. It's like this foot, man. It cannot be broken.
Holy
Look at
shit,
this.
that's crazy. It's like already like what would look like hyperextended on most
Yeah,
people's feet.
exactly. So ankle locks are hard to break on me. So that's why I was like pretty confident.
Yeah, and I had a super low grip too, and I felt like if I was like to loosen it up to bring it higher, I might have lost it. So I just tried to keep going for it with the low grip, and it kind of burnt me out a little bit.
I was about to ask you.
A little bit of energy for sure.
Yeah, I remember like you went pretty hard on it. I was like, I remember feeling like, oh, I think it got him tired a bit.
It definitely did.
Were you like a bit nervous, a bit stressed? Oh, that's rolling back take. That's my my signature move.
Yeah, that was nice. I think you hit that a couple times in this match.
Yeah.
I've used it to teach my kids class before. Like, hey,
have you? Yeah,
all the time. I'm like, hey,
cool,
here's a video of Coach Jordan getting his back taken, and this is how you guys should be doing it.
Yeah, try it. That's cool, man. No, but that move, I remember Taza was the one that showed me that move first, and I started using it, and it made my I switched to armbar right here, and you got out right away, get that elbow down to the mat. That was a sick escape.
Yeah, that's like it's you know, that's one of the places where I actually feel really comfortable is like in an armbar. Like I feel pretty safe that I'm not going to get armbarred, and I feel like I have a lot of good entries out of like escaping an armbar into the legs and some other stuff.
You know what? I felt like you put me there like 12 times. Rolling back take again.
The armbar?
Yeah, in the armbar, I put you there like 12 times, and like there was nothing to do, man.
Yeah, there's like 3 times throughout the match, and then I think you went armbar a couple times in overtime too, or maybe got an armbar off the back. So it was like I had to escape like 4 or 5 armbars in this match.
Yeah, you were tough, man. I remember, like, especially in the armbar position, I was like, how am I going to break his grip? It was so hard. Like, usually I do well with people, but you were calm, I remember, and you were like, you knew, like to wait for your moment, you know?
Yep. Yeah, I go there all the time in training. I just let like white belts armbar me, and then I'll try to keep going deeper and deeper, and then trying to escape.
That's just smart, actually. Yeah, I remember.
And I remember in this moment, I was thinking about like the Jordan Holy or the like Andrew Alexander match. I was like, I'm not gonna get fucking triangle armbarred. So I went full defense. Like
yeah.
Appenzeller said something to me the week before. He's like, if you put your hands like this, it's going to be really hard for him to separate them for like an armbar or a triangle. So it's like, all right, I'm going full defense here because I don't want to get caught with something that I knew was coming.
Yeah, well, fair play, man. I remember like, I go knees on throat. Yeah, then force you to the side into a Kimura armbar position once again. I remember when I was on mount with you, and I often do like Gordon showed me that. Nikki actually showed me that once, where you go cross grip instead of same side. Cross grip, the guy defends, you go on the other side. But with you, even with the cross grip, I couldn't like move anything. So I was like, I need to use like my legs to separate your arms or something, because I'm not strong enough, or I don't apply the technique good enough. You know, I went triangle there. You were like, fuck that. See how strong you are from this position? Who does that? What the fuck? Dude, I was trying so hard to get you into that move, actually, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit. And then you got out. That was surprising, man. It's funny that we saw like the Jordan Holy how I catch him, and now I try to catch you there and I can't. But it's like the exact same sequence.
Mm-hmm. Almost identical.
Mm-hmm. You know what? It's always the thing of creating a dilemma, right? It's like the double trouble. You're trying. The guy has to give you his neck or his arm. So if he defends his neck, often the arm is loose, and then you can go for it, or the other way around. Doesn't work on guys like you that fucking plant trees, man. You're right. Jiu-jitsu doesn't fucking work. Armbar again. What the fuck?
I thought at one point you got on my legs. Maybe it's towards the end of the match.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah. One of the thing I'll tell you after is like, so you got out. That was a nice escape with the leg in. And I had some escape too with. Oh, that was cool exchange. Yeah, I think I get on your leg here. I go rolling
That's
under.
where it was.
Yeah.
You're able to get my hips.
Get the saddle. Yeah. Couldn't do shit again.
Yeah, that's another place that I feel really really safe or confident is like in there. When somebody has my second leg, like I've just been there so many times with guys that I consider to be pretty good leg lockers. So, and not that it's good to hang out there and that I can't get finished, but it's just a place where I feel like my defense is pretty sure.
I agree, man. I feel the same. Like
you even see me here, like I shouldn't be fucking hands on the mat looking at you while you're playing with my legs.
Exactly.
But for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like almost tried to stop it. They like thought I tapped. I'm like, oh hell no, my knee's almost out. What are you doing?
No, exactly. You didn't tap, I remember.
Yeah.
No, you were just like you were rolling. I tried to switch it to a knee bar, and that's it. That's pretty much it. You know what? One of the thing is like I remember like back then I was like not drilling. Like one of the thing I told myself after I was like, I need to do more leg locks, because I've done them so much. I was kind of bored at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And these exchanges like that made me realize you need to do more fucking another knee on the head. Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah, I was telling myself
I was
like
so gassed at this point too. It's like people are like, "Oh, you're stalling." I'm like, "I'm not. I mean, I am stalling, but I'm just fucking gassed." Like,
yeah, for sure. And like, listen, if you're best shot, that's funny, man. I try to like punch my arms like to get like into your turtle. Yeah, I was just saying basically like those exchanges. I feel like I was better at leg lock back then, but I was doing them more. So that's something I need to do more, like getting back to drilling again. It's not because leg lock that if you don't drill them, you won't be good at them. You know what I mean? So yeah. I was practicing a lot of back, a lot of passing. Like it was mostly this tournament was showing what I was practicing. It was like almost like more point scoring than actual finishes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got a lot of positions in this match. I think I counted it at one point because I was kind of like upset about like because a lot of people were like, "Oh, you did really well," and I'm like, "I got my fucking ass handed to me. What are you talking about?" So like I went and scored the points. I'm like, I think I lost like 22-0 or something like that, or 18-0, something like that.
Yeah, I mean they don't fucking matter in sub only, but I know what you mean. Like positionally, you want to be the one in the better position.
Exactly.
Dude, I was throwing every fucking thing at you, man. Front headlock, arm bars, back, leg locks. Couldn't finish you.
That's why I'm glad I got to get this match, because there were so many positions that like are in so many exchanges throughout the match that I felt like that's why I felt like I learned so much, because I got in there with somebody who I felt like was actually as good of a competitor than me or better, and that was nice because in the Midwest I just don't get that as much.
Yeah, I think it's like even if you're like I remember you told me or like you were pretty frustrated after that match. Obviously, like I was after the Keith match. Any match we lose, right? But in like when we go back, we always learn something and we can get something out of it. By the way, that's the 4th armbar.
Yeah, that's crazy. I thought it was only like 2 or 3 in regulation, but yeah, 4 of them, and then there's a couple in overtime. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was getting like
so gassed.
Yeah, and I was getting a bit frustrated in a sense where I'm like, I can't fucking finish this guy no matter what. I'm like, fuck.
Alex Weaver says, "What was our biggest takeaway from this match?" Both of us.
Go ahead.
My biggest takeaway was that I needed to link together the different parts of my game. I have a lot of good areas, but they aren't necessarily chained together in a really like comprehensive way. So after this match, that's something I started really looking into, was like connecting all the different parts of my game so that I could link them together in competition, because I felt like I got stuck in a lot of positions here and just kind of kept falling into the same rabbit holes. So that was my biggest takeaway from this match.
Nice. I think for myself, the biggest takeaway was I'm just going to repost what we're seeing right now because I want my friends and the people to see it. Like, just share it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Share now. Yeah, because I was like, I didn't see any. I'm like all over the place. Yeah, so my biggest takeaway was that I remember telling myself, I was like, I need to fucking go back and work on my finishing mechanics. Because I was like, even if I'm like not as strong as you, Jordan, I was like, I need to figure out a way where it doesn't matter strength. It shouldn't matter, right? It should be like my technique is good enough to get my finish because I got in so many spots to finish, but I could not. So I was like, got to drill my braking mechanics on everything, like on not only braking, not finishing exactly, but like getting to my finish. You know, if you're on the saddle, like separating the legs and getting your heel hook, or in the armbar position, like having new way, tighter way to like get the armbar. So that was my biggest takeaway. And do you remember how fucking hot it was in this room, man?
Yeah, I turn red usually during matches anyways, but during this one I turn like a fucking beet red. It doesn't show as much in this camera lighting, but like when I watch it on my my iPhone, the video that I have, like my head is fucking purple. Yeah, it was super hot in there.
Oh, dude,
I sweat so much
bad
during that match.
Yeah, you can just see it on the mats.
Yeah, and that's even like tatami finish mats. Like if they were smooth or like the slick like wrestling mats, it would have been a fucking swamp.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. It was insane. And I remember that day I had like 2 triple overtime before my match with Tackett.
Yeah.
And with Tackett we had 1 round of overtime or 2, I don't remember. But man, so exhausted by then. You're just like, EBI is rough for that. If you get into overtime, it's like fucking impossible, man. Another armbar.
Who else did you go to overtime with? I'm trying to remember.
What's his name? The guy Khalil from Detroit.
Yeah, he's tough. I faced him before.
Yeah, he's tough. It was my first time, but see, that's a match I would not cover because it's just boring as shit, to be honest. There was like 1 good knee bar attempt from him, and then fucking nothing for the whole match. Oh, you got out here. Yeah, you did like that. You did the right thing. Your shoulder was out.
Yeah, it was like it looks weird that I'm like turning out like that, but I was like, I know my arm's safe. I just have to keep pulling, and there's not like a whole lot he can do to stay connected. So.
Yeah, it was hard. You did a bit like Keith, you know, go over, turn your shoulder, and then but your shoulder popped out, so it was like good for you. And you got on armbar. Dude, I had a shitty fucking arm, my left arm. It was like, and when you went on the left arm, I was like, oh, I remember that. I was like, this motherfucker, everybody takes the right arm. Why he takes the left?
Yeah, that's my side right there. It's like my strong Kimura grip
so I was
side.
like, I got to get out right away, man.
Yeah, I remember I was like, he's out, but I'm going to still try to bend his arm over my fucking knee.
Dude, it's, I remember I was like, not scared, but I was concerned about my elbow because I had it like completely exploded in February, like maybe 4 months before that, 5 months. So it was still recovering, you know, but I was confident, like, you know, and every time I train for EBI overtime, I do the rounds on both sides. And after all my normal rounds, just because I'm exhausted, so I have to have like fresh people trying to break my arm and get out of there.
Yeah.
So I remember I did my own homework that, like, for that competition is just, I was not down for you to go on my left arm.
Yeah. That's my side. So if we ever face each other again, you'll know that I'm going for it.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'll know for sure. I'm gonna release an instructional with Faraz on his channel pretty soon, but we're waiting until like the crisis like kind of settle. And it's actually about armbar escape. So I have that footage, and I break it down a bit, like about like the escapes that I did on you, like getting the head out. So we'll be able to see a bit of what's up.
Cool, nice. I'll look forward to that.
Yeah, shameless plug.
That's what it's for, man. We'll throw it on the banner.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And yeah, whenever you guys drop that, we can bring you on again to plug it too. So.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. It's always nice. I like what you're doing too. Like it's pretty professional. Sure. Shit, that's it. Representing. It was a good tournament. It was a cool tournament, man.
Yeah, I like those guys. And there was actually a lot of really good guys in the bracket. And I mean, Tackett was there. Cody Steele. Did Andrew compete? I can't remember if Andrew competed.
Yeah, Andrew and Cody had both a super fight.
Nice. All right, so I'm gonna look up that Andrew Alexander one, and then
let's do it. I hope everybody's entertained.
I am, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. I am too, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like doing this kind of stuff, and it's nice to break up the monotony of sitting around the house and only talking to my family and stuff. And being able to talk with
yeah, and I've been like training pretty hard, like lifting weight like every 6 days a week, like really hard and all that stuff. But it's good to just like see virtually other people and talk about jiu-jitsu, like you said.
All right, here we go. Show the art. Pierre.
Oh, Pierre-Olivier Leclerc. Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy? That's who I should get on here, Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Now that he doesn't have a fight, he's got to be bored.
Yeah, for sure, man. Do you know him?
Yeah, he's from here in Des Moines. So,
shit, sick. Yeah, you should get him on your podcast.
He's always been super great to me. He let me stay at his place for like 3 weeks leading up to Nogi Worlds a couple years ago. And anytime he's out here in Iowa, he usually hits me up to train and stuff. It's like we didn't even know each other at all. We just trained together once, and he like immediately was like willing to help me and stuff. So I was like, damn, that's super cool.
That is so cool, man. You need people like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I think he had somebody in San Diego who kind of like took him under his wing when he first moved out there and everything. So he's kind of
like a way to give back.
Yeah, paying it forward.
All right. So Andrew Alexander, I remember taking the match with him, and I think he's a black belt under probably Eddie or something like that. But I remember he was like really leg lock oriented. So I was like confident, like I said earlier, I'm confident in my leg lock defense. So I was like, that guy's not going to catch me, but he's dangerous and he's really good at getting under. But we talked earlier about the fact that putting ourselves in leg lock and really, I get an armbar right here. It's worth like seeing it. See that escape, that rolling escape? It's the same thing that he did. As soon as I got the armbar, he went into his roll.
Oh, dang. Nice entry there.
Yeah. And so getting into like the match with him, see, I let him, once again, we're talking about that. I let him get in the legs too much because I know I'm going to defend and I'm comfortable, but I'm not getting my attacks at that moment. So that's another big takeaway I had from that match. I was like, I can't let people just get on my legs and like it's okay in sub only, but not too much. I should be attacking more,
How long ago was this match? About a year ago,
maybe? I was in
maybe?
February of last year, yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
So I was coming back from a pretty major injury in my hip. It was not the joint itself. It was like a muscle problem, like with some muscle after the what's it called? The first trial, the ADCC trial, man. At that trial, I had to like be on painkiller just to make it there because I had trouble walking. Yeah, I had so much trouble.
I remember you telling me about that because that was the one you had to pull out of subspectrum, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Did you already say that? I was typing something, so I might have missed you saying that.
No worries. No, I did not actually. So yeah, I was saying basically that was the first match after this long episode of like me fixing my hip with my physiotherapist, and it was like I took the match and like I probably had like 4 weeks to prepare for it, so I was like kind of out of shape, but I really fucking wanted to win. I remember, so I made it work. It didn't matter. All right, so I'll try to break it down a bit. He's in the saddle right now. I'm trying to counter it with the second leg. If you guys saw a bit earlier, I had an entry, the one I was saying I got Keith in the first match with, where I sat back into a rolling leg lock. I tried that a couple of times on Alexander, but he know what the fuck was coming though. So He's really like he was at the BJJ Fanatic tournament. Yeah, he was a brown belt back then,
Back
and
then.
yeah,
Now he's a black
I
belt.
think he has his black belt now. Yeah, and he's tough, man. I've seen him leg lock some good guys. Super respectful guys too, like super cool. See, I'm trying again, get onto that leg, turn, switch it to 50-50. Couldn't get anything. Now he's on my leg. Trying to weave my left leg around so I can counter. See, yeah, and he's doing the right thing, passing it on the other side. So now we're back in good position. I think he had like that's another moment. Like I was practicing more like rolling back takes, like trying upper body stuff, and not enough drilling leg locks. And I feel in those exchanges, as much as I absolutely know where I am, like my breaking mechanics and my finishes and all that stuff, and like my countering the leg locks are not as sharp as they should be. So Andrew, who's doing mostly leg lock, was like, I feel he was the superior attacker in those situations. Although I didn't feel threatened, like in the sense where I was defending, but I did feel like, oh, I'm gonna get finished. But I should be like really aware of all that shit.
Oh,
it's a rolling.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen that a couple times now.
Yeah, dude, you're exposing my game to everybody now. But it's out there. You guys can watch it no matter what.
Yeah. I was gonna say if anybody's facing you, they're probably looking up these exact matches anyway. So
yeah, of course, man. But guess what? I changed my game a lot. See, rolling back take I'm trying to go for. That was new, man. Back then we started to do that from like leg lock entries. You'll see a couple of them actually. So every time he was trying to enter my legs, I was trying to roll and wedge like kind of a berimbolo position on his hip, and from there like try to expose the back. But he was well aware. And that's like only like a year ago, and I feel like I've improved so much.
Yeah, even watching the match with me and you, I was like, damn, a lot has changed since there. Like, dude, just things that are so much more common in my game now that I just was not doing.
For sure, man. There's no nothing that beats time, man. Practice and time. It's like when I started jiu-jitsu, I remember my first, so I'm going to try a rolling back take. That was a fail. Trying again. Nice. Can't really get there. It was a bit sloppy, to be honest. Oh, try to backstep. Couldn't really get anything. I'm switching into a kind of a knee bar position now. Oh, yeah, I had a reverse figure four on the leg. That was a pretty tight leg lock, I remember, for a second, but you rolled out of it. There's like another angle. I think I have another angle, like because I was having one of my buddy filming it. What the fuck I was about to say? I'm losing my thought. So I'm letting him go into like 50-50. I shouldn't let him get there.
No, I think this is a match I would want to have. I don't know where it would happen or anything, but I think it'd be a fun opponent.
Who? Sorry?
Face Andrew.
Oh yeah, dude. I think that would be a good match for you. Like he's a tough kid, man. He's like he doesn't stop moving. That's another thing I like too. Like we were both like it was a fun match because we were both like attacking the whole time pretty much. He was attacking a lot. I was trying to get out. It was a tiring match. I remember I was fucking exhausted by the end.
Yeah. How much? Yeah, there's a few minutes left still.
Yeah. I remember some of the thing too, like often when I let people get into my legs, it's kind of to rest, you know, I rest there while they're attacking my legs, which is a bad fucking idea, to be honest.
Like now that you say that, I kind of think of myself as doing that too, because like I feel safe here. I can at least take a few seconds and breathe and just, you know, triangle my legs, keep my feet safe.
But imagine if you could just push the pace instead of like actually resting there and get that guy tired instead.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of the shift in mindset I've had a little bit over the last year is like I just want to tire people out. So I've really worked on my cardio, just my ability to, like I said, chain everything together. So just put constant pressure on people.
Yeah, if you follow, it's all about pace, right? If you're able to, if you only do like sprints, like where you go hard, then rest a lot, hard, rest a lot, not great. Another rolling back take that fails totally. So you see a guy like Ethan, my teammate Ethan Crowenston. He's the kind of guy that has one pace, and it's pretty high output. So at first you might match it, but after 10 minutes, trust me, you're going to be fucking dead. And he's killing a lot of people this way because he makes them so much tired by having that high output the whole time, but that he can keep. At some point you break. So I feel like there's a lot of takeaways from that. Like something people should do is like, see here, I shouldn't be resting and chilling. I should be like separating legs, getting my leg out, like throw bys, like keep attacking,
Yeah.
And dude, I don't pass the same way. It was kind of loose passing. Here I'm gonna shoot a triangle. So yeah, I shoot a triangle. He gets out. I get into the mount, right? And I remember they were saying there's 30 seconds left, and I'm like, fuck that, I'm not going to overtime. So see the same sequence again. Shoot the triangle. He defends. Grab the arm. Roll over, and get the break here.
Oh dang!
Yeah, it was like literally.
I was gonna say it had to have been like the last little bit. Oop, I'll go back a little further. We'll watch the whole entry and everything.
Yeah, so triangle, fail, mount. Now it's the same sequence as with Jordan.
Yep, he turns up to his side.
Shoot a triangle, shitty triangle, but still, he has to defend. There you go.
Oh, damn, that was deep.
Yeah, I remember he's tough, man. There was like a clean couple of pop on it, and then I was able with the grip to slow it down, like to start putting more pressure. And my left knee that's over, I brought it on top of his elbow, so it was like really on the fulcrum. He's such a cool guy though. Like he came to me after, and he was like really like he was really a good guy like to talk with. And I'll probably face him again one of these days, man. I mean, he's my size. And he's on the circuit, and I wanted to do more sub only because I had the IBJJF run last year in 2019. Like I did the major, I did pretty well, and after I was kind of bored with IBJJF, I was like, fuck this shit. Especially at Worlds, I had a bad fucking showing, so I was like, I want to go back to sub only. Then I was supposed to compete early 2020, got hurt on a takedown. And at the quintet we did with Team TriStar.
Oh yeah.
And then I was supposed to compete at Fight to Win in Dallas when all this shit went down. That was the last show. So I haven't competed since World, and now seeing all those matches, it just makes me want to fucking compete right now.
Yeah, me too, man. It makes me want to get back to it. Even just get back to training in general. It's been weird not being able to train for a month. Like.
I know, right?
Drilling with chairs just ain't the same shit.
Dude, your videos are pretty sick, to be honest. Keep doing them. I think a lot of people like them.
Yeah, I have fun doing it too. And it's like, I've kind of gotten like my whole family involved. Like I'm teaching my little brothers how to like run cameras and stuff. And then I'm teaching them how to do like video editing and stuff with it too. So
that's so cool.
So just little silly things that, that don't look like a big deal. I've kind of brought my family together in a lot of unique ways. So it's been fun.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys have the time right now for it, so you gotta enjoy it. But yeah, I'm excited to get back to training. Same thing. I feel it's been forever already, but it's only a month or something like that. But
not even a month.
No, exactly. We'll see. Like for sure, competing is going to be it's going to take time before sporting events can go on. And I feel like jiu-jitsu, since it's so close by, like. It's gonna take a while, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'll probably let you go here, man. Do you have anything you want the people to know about before we leave?
Yeah, I'm just gonna plug my sponsors. So I have Roll Forever, a biggest sponsor for me since Kasai last year. She's been helping out. When I'm saying it's Betty. Betty brought hers. She rolls. She runs Roll Forever, and we're kind of trying to get the brand bigger, but right now it's a bit harder, but we're still there. So you can follow us on Instagram. You can follow my Instagram, like right here. Yeah, that's my Instagram. Yeah.
Well, I can't point to it. Where is it? There. Yeah, over there in the corner.
Is it there in the corner? There.
Yeah, I'll point to yours. There. Leclerc,
okay.
BJJ.
Oh yeah, right there.
follow him.
All right. So yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. Then we have I have my podcast too with Oliver Taza and Val from Mizu Studio in Montreal. It's called The Off Balance. So if ever you're done with all the Jordan Jitsu doesn't work, then you can come over, listen to some Off Balance work. And lastly, I have Scramble Canada. So right now it's all jiu-jitsu related, so it's all useless to you guys. But you know, you can still follow us on Instagram. We're gonna release some content, and and that's pretty much it. I'm just big thank you to you, Jordan, for having me, and it was nice breaking down some films together.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was good to catch up with you and watch some old matches. That was fun. I like doing this. I'm gonna try to do one of these every day. If nothing else, then to just get me talking to people other than my family. So
yeah, that's a good way to do it. So if ever, man, you want me back, just tell me. I'll be ready. I have the same amount of time as you, so
absolutely, man. We'll definitely have you back on. So thanks for joining us, man.
All right, my pleasure. Take care.
Yeah, of course.
Peace.
All right, everybody. So that was Pierre-Olivier Leclerc. Trains out of TriStar in Montreal. So be sure to check him out, Leclerc BJJ, down there in the bottom right-hand corner. Like I said, we have the Social Distance Warrior shirts. I haven't checked the sales yet, so maybe we got 3 sales during the stream. But the next 3 sales after that, I'll be closing the order for the Social Distance Warrior t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, women's tees, and mugs. And then I'll be releasing a brand new design. So be sure to check that out. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.